90-something degrees outside, but we're going to wrap up the 2023 high school football season with a great game here tonight. Joining me, topside, my partner from Friday Night Rivals, Jan Sechak, former Tunkhannock area coach, and joining me special tonight, former South Williamsport head coach Rich Salonis. And Rich, we'll start with you. The history of this game. Last couple years they've been moving it around, but it's been going around and going on since the 1990s.
Yeah, it's been around a long time. It originated with the South Williamsport Lions Club, a person by the name of Max Dell. I had an idea to help out youngsters, and it started then. And it used to be played at South Williamsport every year, but now, as you said, as of late, they switch it back and forth. 1 year in the South High School, 1 year in the North. Last year, I believe it was at Williamsport, and this year it's at Central Columbia, and next year, I think Towanda it's going to be at.
Might be in the northern tier. So let's talk about the North team. Boy, they have a great kicker. We don't talk about a kicker a long time, but boy, this may be the best kicker in a long time to come out of Williamsport High School.
Well, I'll tell you, it feels like I've been covering high school football or coaching it since the Civil War. But I got to tell you, this young man is probably the best kicker that I've had the privilege to see. We're talking about Connor Poole. He'll be wearing number 14 tonight, kicking for Williamsport, from Williamsport Area School District. He's going on a full scholarship to Lehigh. And let me just give you some stats for this young man. Missed one PAT last year. He was 25 for 26. Missed one field goal. He was 9 for 10 throughout the year for the Millionaires. Field goals of 45, 49, 49, and 50 yards. I was privileged to see one of those 49-yarders against Central Mountain, and without any embellishment whatsoever, I can tell you it would have been good from at least 55 yards. Oh, no, by the way, if you want a punter, he's averaging 42.5 yards per kick.
Not too bad. On defense, we're going to see a familiar name, Jersey Shore. Tate Seacrest, one of the best ever.
Yeah, one of the throwback players for us old folk that like the rough and tumble players. And listen, Tate plays for a great program in Jersey Shore. Coach Tom Gravish has put that program on the map to where they're a perennial state contender every year. And it's players like Tate that have helped that come to fruition. So Tate, he'll be wearing 31, as I said. He's amassed over 225 tackles throughout his career. Over 55 of those have been for tackles for losses, 21 sacks. So he's 6 foot, 220 pounds. Right now he's a little undecided. His grades are great. He's a great kid. He's been student of the month at Jersey Shore. So it's just a matter of him deciding on where he wants to continue to play, if he wants to.
And by the way, the South team will be here. Jan, let's talk about the South team. Northwest now part of District 4. We used to see him in District 2.
All the time.
Nick Stevens going to get the start at tailback tonight.
That young man, he's 5'5", 165 pounds. He averages 5 yards a carry, Bob. I mean, he's been the spark plug for that offense at Northwest and has done a tremendous job. And when we were down here at practice the other day, the emotion that young man had in his eyes for this game, knowing it's going to be his last game that he's ever going to play, you could just feel it for him. I mean, he just was ready to go, and he's just going to do everything he can to help maybe rise the South tonight.
Speaking of the South, on defense, they have a great linebacker, Angelo Ferrigno. He's got some great stats as well.
Oh, Angelo, he's 6 foot, 200 pounds, 262 total tackles for his career. He's got 17.5 tackles for a loss, 2 interceptions. I mean, this is an all-round player. And when I was talking to one of his teammates right now, he said the one word I would use to describe him is powerful. So we're expecting him to be powerful on that defensive side of the ball tonight for the South.
Fourth member of our crew tonight is Amanda Cool, and she had a chance to talk to the coaches before tonight's game.
All right, thanks, Bob. Coach, a really big year this year, PA Single A Coach of the Year. What does it mean to be selected for tonight's All-Star game?
Well, I tell you, it's been a great week. We, razzled the guys together, had some great practices, and it's very humbling to be in charge of the North. Very nice.
What was your advice to the team before today's game?
Well, go out and have fun. I mean, some of the guys are going to be playing their last game ever. Some of the guys might go to college. Some might go in the service, go out into the work world. But overall, enjoy it and savor that moment.
You talk about everything they're going to do after, and you're not just coaching football, but you're teaching life lessons. What's one lesson that you really instilled in these guys over this short week?
Yeah, I mean, the biggest thing, we want to be disciplined, I mean, discipline, I always say it to the guys. I said it this morning in the weight room. It's doing things that you totally hate, but you do it like you love it. So, it wasn't easy going out each day this week. It was hot. The guys did it. They'll be better men for it.
Thanks, Coach. Good luck. And we're going to come over here. Coach, you're hosting, you're coaching. Busy week for you. It was a short week. But how did you prepare these student athletes for tonight's game?
Just trying to cram in a lot of stuff in a short amount of time. So, the kids have been really receptive, and they're all-stars, so they understand football. So, it's just a little bit of terminology difference between, their home school and what we ran here, and they picked it up pretty quick. Obviously getting in condition because these kids haven't played football since probably November of last year. And with the heat, we're dealing with the heat, so, we're progressively getting a little bit more intense as we go, and then I gave them yesterday off, so I'm hoping that works.
What do you hope that these players take from tonight's experience in this whole week?
I played in the Unico game years ago, and it's what I most remember, and what I hope these guys, it's playing with those kids that you've lined up against for 4 years and building a relationship. But I told them, you might have thought this guy was mean, or I used some other language, but you get to know them and you find out they're a really cool kid. So I'm hoping they they built some friendships that are going to last, past this game. So I'm hoping that's what they get out of this.
Absolutely. Thanks, Coach. Yep. Good luck.
Thank you.
Bob, let's head right back over to you.
Thank you, Amanda. The players are set. Practices are over, and we're all set for the UMPC District 4 All-Star Game. It's the North versus the South. Next.
You're watching the UPMC District 4 All-Star Football Game on MyTV WQMY.
We are back on a beautiful but hot night in northeastern Pennsylvania. It's the District 4 All-Star Game. Teams are on the field. We're all set to go. Carter Young from Selinsgrove will tee it up for the South team. The North team won the toss. They will receive two great backs back there. We have Jalen Andrews, who has 2 kickoff returns in his career at Loyal Sock, and Alonzo Rice out of Williamsport. So we are all set for this District 4 All-Star Game. Jan Sichak, Rich Salonis, and we are expecting a good one here tonight. 9-7 the score last year. Hopefully we see a little bit more points, boys.
Absolutely. I mean, that's what all-star games are about, correct? The defense can only play a singular front, 4 down linemen, 4 linebackers, and 2 basic coverages.
Absolutely. We will take a mandatory water break halfway through each quarter because it is hot on the field, as everyone knows. We're all set here for our initial broadcast of this All-Star Game. We're excited to be here. Glad you could join us on a beautiful Friday night. Andrews from his 1 with lots of speed headed to East Stroudsburg University. Sheds a couple tackles, gets to the outside, and good field position for the North just outside the 36-yard line. And we'll see his teammate for 3 years at Loyal Sock, Tyler G. There's the numbers, Rich Salonis, headed to Robert Morris.
Yeah, 6 foot, 185-pound, do-it-all, dual-threat quarterback. He's had a great career for Justin Van Fleet's Lancers, 2,880 yards this career for him. So just in the season, 7,500 in his career.
75, we've seen him a couple times on MyTV, but they're going to run it right up the gut. Ryan Casello from South Williamsport, he gets the initial first down. Brought to you by Blaze Alexander.
It's just a basic dive. I don't even believe they pulled anybody. Casella's a big back, and they're going to have to deal with 2 or 3 of them. The South's going to have to make sure short tackling tonight, or it's going to be a long evening.
Well, yeah, big 33 rules in effect. So we're going to see a little bit more passing than throwing. Defense, 4-man front, 4-4 defense and some,
yep.
no blitzing, and you have to play man on the outside. Couple rules here for tonight's All-Star game. They'll hand it inside. Tate Seacrest. And we'll check out the offense now. Here are your starting lineups brought to you by, again, an insurance. And we saw Tyler G. Seacrest with the carry, Casella with the carry already. Nate Fisher, Tyler Smith, and Hayes Campbell going to get the start today. 2 tight ends to begin with, and a big, and I mean big, up front, Rich Salonis. Pretty big up there, averaging around 300 pounds.
Correct. They're not missing many meals. 290, 250, 230, 235, and 280.
Owen Bird is the South Williamsport center, headed to Lycoming. He'll run the offense by Chris Eisworth and his coaching staff. We'll take a look at the defense coming up shortly. So, tight set, Tyler G's first throw out to the flat. That's Casella. South Williamsport, he has another Blaze Alexander first down, and we are inside South territory.
He was brought down by number 1, Aiden Bartlett from Hughesville, the 5'10", 188-pound outside linebacker there. Doing a nice job with the coverage, but that big offensive line, Bob and Rich, they're moving people right now.
They are, and it was a nice call, a little bit of a play action to roll G out and hit the back out of the backfield for a nice gain, and North's on the move so far early.
This drive started around the 40-yard line. About 4 carries in. Split backfield. They'll give it inside the Seacrest. Nice little hole up towards the 31-yard line. Here now the defense for the South team, brought to you by Gannon Insurance. As I said, 4-4, so it'll be Johnson, Hidley, DeVale, and Sauter up front from Columbia Montour Tech. The linebackers, and we talked about a couple in there. How about Isaac Sherman? 63 total tackles last year. We talked about Ferrigno. And in the backfield, we have Kyle Chrisman out of Southern Columbia on the year. 4 interceptions for the state champion Tigers. So second down, call it about 4 yards here at Central Columbia High School. North on the move. G outside Andrews. Makes one man miss. Can't make the second, but it is a Blaze Alexander first down up to the 16-yard line. Jalen Andrews' first catch of the game.
And that was Isaac Sherman from Warrior Run on that tackle, that touchdown-saving tackle. He moved out to the outside. He just did like a little flare pass, and the inside linebacker had to scrape and follow, try to catch him. Did a nice job saving that touchdown.
Tackling is going to be very important tonight, especially on the perimeter with some of the athletes that we're going to see at receiver for both teams.
Tough week to practice, guys, too.
Ooh.
Hot. Only 1 week of practice, so an offense put in for both teams, not familiar with the quarterbacks. Fumble by G, and he's taken down for a loss. I see that a lot since the center quarterback exchange, something not routine here tonight.
And something to keep an eye on also, guys, is that Tyler G spent 98% of his time in the shotgun at Loyalsock in his career. So getting 1 week to practice under center might be an issue.
Carter Marr from Warrior Run on the tackle, so second and long now facing this North team. Well, they're already in Connor Pool field goal range. We know that, Rich.
Absolutely.
They were when they hit midfield. Casella right up the gut. Nowhere to go. Nice tackle on the inside. Looks like for Ferrigno out of Hughesville. Our spotlight player makes that tackle. Third down now.
Yeah, we talked about Ferrigno in that pregame, and he just, like I said, was considered from his teammates just a powerhouse. And you could see that Hughesville plays a really tough schedule. They're a smaller school, and, you know, when they get these kids out there and they're playing their hearts out, Coach, you know this, how tough that is when you don't have a lot of kids and they give you everything they got. And this is a reward for Ferrigno right now.
Absolutely. Coach likes the screen here.
Almost. Here's G rolling. Nowhere to go, but into the end zone. Jalen Andrews with the catch and our first touchdown of the night. It's the Loyalsock connection. Why not? To start this game off, and North takes the early lead 6-0.
Well, again, you have an outside linebacker, Angelo Ferrano, right here trying to cover. Again, that's a linebacker covering one of the best wideouts in District 4 right now. What a tremendous pitch and catch right there, and the way he stretched out for that touchdown.
Man, they ran a similar play earlier on in this drive, Coach, and this time he chose, instead of throwing it to the back, he threw it over top for the touchdown.
He had 33 touchdowns coming in, Andrews, on his career. Add another one from Tyler G. And Poole coming on now for the PAT. No rush. This should be a gimme. And it is up, and it is through. So a nice drive to begin this game for the North team, as expected. Let's see now what the South could do, Jan. We saw their practice this week. They're going to run it a little bit, but, more, I would think, an advantage North on the offensive side. They made it look easy. Now South has to respond, don't they?
They do. And the skill players that the North has, if you were going through a checklist, you would say, check, here's the touchdown throw again. Just a rollout. It's like a flood pattern. And, again, number one, we know he's the man. He's doing the long pattern. You saw the fullback coming out into the flat. Then they had the tight end kind of dragging from the backside there and in front of the linebacker. So they had a three-man option there. Great read, great pitch and catch.
And truth be told, Coach, that was not bad coverage by Ferrigno.
No, it's just that
the ball was put where he could get it.
And that's part of, with an all-star game, when you have a quarterback and a receiver, they're used to their timing. Correct, Coach? I mean,
absolutely. Good point.
That's the hardest thing with all-star games, is trying to get that timing down. Coach, right? I mean, what do we always say, like at the beginning of the season? If we get the offensive linemen that gel together, we'll be okay. And these guys only had 6 practices, I believe, 5 practices.
Correct.
So it's an 8-play, 62-yard drive, and now Connor Poole tees it up. I'd say this might be a touchback, as he's had quite a few in his day. And it was. Good prediction there. Could have placed a bet on that for Lehigh University commit.
45 touchbacks this past season for the young man.
That's not too shabby, huh? You take that as a coach every time.
Well, how about it? Because what it allows you to do, not only does it affect your game planning, how you're calling your offense, when you're almost guaranteed a field goal if you're running offensively, but then you don't really have to spend, you don't tell the kids this, but you don't really have to spend a ton of time on kickoff.
So we have a penalty down. We're going to check that, and then we'll check out the starting quarterback for the South. They're going to place it right at the 20-yard line. So we'll take a look at the starting quarterback. It's Southern Columbia's Blake Wise, 6'3", 165. Jan, we saw him throughout the playoffs and throughout his career.
What a phenomenal kid. I mean, he's well-spoken. When we interviewed him here the other night, he just was a pleasure to talk to. He knows this is a completely different offense from the wing tee he's used to, and he's embracing it. And I'm looking forward to see how he produces tonight.
And they hand it off to our spotlight player, Nate Stevens, out of Northwest. He picks up a couple of yards on that. So we'll see what the offense does. South in the purple and North in the white. South is the home team since we're at Central Columbia High School. So they'll come out 3 wide to the near side and shotgun for Blake Wise. Just a 4-man rush, no blitzing. They get it back out to, looks like, Jacob Hoy. Looked like Jacob Hoy out of Southern Columbia made the catch. There's a Charles Landers. Thank you, out of Lewisburg. Here is the starting lineup brought to you by Gannon Associates Insurance. Blake Wise, Nick Stevens, Angelo Ferrigno will be a fullback. The wide receivers look like this. Hoy Wetzel on the outside. He's a tight end. Added late. And the offensive line, Jan, what did you see from them?
Well, I see 265-pound average out there. Those guys, they're pretty big, but the advantage does go to the North team. Nice job, Wise.
Wise looking great in practice. Slings it out there to Landis from Lewisburg. His second straight catch on the year. He had 20 catches, 325 and a touchdown, Rich.
Well, don't let Landis' lack of size fool you at 5'9", 155. He's deceptively quick. He's got great hands. And another one of those skill people. And you know that Blake Wise, coming from the program he does, is going to put it on the money. But we have a penalty.
We do have a penalty.
Well, he had a lot of time to throw that ball. And, you know, it's tough. This is an all-star game, and kids are excited. They're amped up. They want to do well, and they're potentially their last football game of their career. So maybe a little overzealous on the hold there.
Well, the North's defensive line isn't exactly small either.
No,
they're pretty stout.
Pretty stout indeed. Weiss now on third and long in the shotgun. Here comes the rush. Seacrest couldn't get him. They back out to Landis. Does a catch? No, he's out of bounds, but a nice pass to the outside for Landis. He couldn't pull it in. And now Carter Young will come on from Selinsgrove to punt this one away for the South team. So that penalty really hurt.
It did.
Absolutely.
It really put them behind on the chains. And if we had keys to the game, every coach has said to us the last few years, right, Coach, we want to stay in front of the sticks and we want to make sure we're in good position. And penalties are always killers, especially in high school.
Yeah, you know, they always used to ask me, how many penalties hurt? All of them.
God, Coach, I should have used that line.
So Carter Young, not too bad, 39-yard average. No rush. Jalen Andrews will let this one just roll a little bit, and it'll roll inside North territory and down to the 28-yard line. And let's see if we get our mandatory water break yet, because we got under 5 minutes to play already in this first quarter. North leads 7-0.
And that was great coverage by Peyton Rearick from Milton High School, going to Alvernia next year. And what I loved about him when we were talking to him the other day, we always ask, what's your favorite sports team? And he goes, the Bears. So props to him. I love it. That's awesome.
Oh, Bob, looks like we're going to play on.
Yeah, it looks like we are playing on, so we'll catch up to that a little bit later. But North will have the ball now, their second possession up near the 28-yard line. They've already scored from 62, and we have a flag down already, and this will be
it's going to be
late
an illegal
substitution.
Yep. Yeah, they broke the huddle with 12. Again, these things normal for an all-star game is not only are you trying to install an offense and defense,
but you're also trying to get some continuity and get everything going. And when Bob and I went to each of the practices, and it was amazing. The kids were having so much fun with each other that rivalry was put aside, because now they're just playing for this game here, for the District 4 All-Stars to start building their scholarships up.
Another North handoff. Good stop for a loss.
There's Devin Harris, I believe, on
Devin
the
Harris.
sweep.
Yep, thank you, Devin Harris on the sweep.
Now,
Minimal gain on the play.
And one of the things I don't know if we mentioned, you're not part of those rules. You are supposed to throw 40% of the time. So
correct. And on the punts, the only people allowed to rush are the defensive ends. So I mean, you can't put some pressure on, but it's an all-star game. We're not trying to get anybody hurt.
Play action. Here's G rolling again with time out to Andrews. Wide open. Hoy makes the stop for Southern Columbia, and we have close to another first down. Let's go to Amanda down on the sidelines. Amanda?
Thanks, guys. I'm with Connor Poole. Connor, you're off to Lehigh in the fall to kick and possibly punt. What went into making that decision for you?
You know, Lehigh were always involved really in my recruiting early on. They were one of the first schools to reach out to me, and, you know, the coaching staff, the environment there, the guys, my teammates now, they all seemed to wanted to buy into me, so I wanted to buy into them, and, you know, they just created a great environment, and, you know, I've got introduced to that this week, and it's been pretty cool. Yeah.
You said you were there this week, so you weren't here all week, but what's it like for you to be here at this All-Star game? I know it's your second one. You played in the Big 33 game, so what can you take from both of these All-Star experiences?
You know, the Big 33 experience was pretty cool because, you know, I was playing with some of the best kids in the state, and then now, you know, coming home and playing with some of my best friends. You know, there's 4 other guys out here from Williamsport tonight, and then last night getting to meet all the guys and practice with them. It's a pretty cool experience.
And we know you're going to play football, but what are you going to study at Lehigh, and what are your goals for the future?
Yeah, I plan on studying something probably pre-med related, maybe biology, and then, maybe one day working for the CDC, maybe FBI and like forensics. I don't know. I'm open to anything. So.
Awesome. Well, Connor, good luck. We look forward to following you at Lehigh.
Thank you.
All right, guys, back to you.
Well, good luck to Connor, obviously.
Yes.
Keep him in the Rolodex. Good luck to him at Lehigh and in the future. So Casella with the big run, north on the move again. This is Sechrist, right side. That offensive line doing their job, a big gain up inside the 40-yard line.
Well, they're running like that wing tee, that buck, the ISO in there with the fullback leading through. I mean, you'll see it here on the replay. There it goes. You see number 28 right there gets the big pop on number 5. Ferrigno pushes him out of the way, and that sprung him for a couple extra yards.
Yeah, they're two nice-sized backs, Casella and Sechrist, that you could put in there effectively. One of them's an offensive lineman, size-wise.
Yeah, absolutely. How about Jersey Shore, though, since Tom Gravish has taken over to the state finals?
Incredible.
I mean, incredible. He's going to be honored tonight in the Hall of Fame, but every year, Jersey Shore, you think they're down, and they are not. Andrews catches it, but it is an offensive flag. Tyler G to Andrews. The connection works again, but this one may be coming back, Coach.
Yeah, I think they caught Andrews with a little bit of a push-off.
Well, that's
incidental, right?
Yeah, neat thing about this game is players who never played each other throughout their high school career get to play against each other. So it's a challenge. It's a challenge. Here you see our referees tonight, Tom Gibble in charge of this District 4 crew. And as we said, this one is coming back, and it'll go back inside North Territory on the offensive penalty. Under 3 minutes to play here in the first quarter. Very fast-moving quarter, by the way.
Bob, what you were saying earlier about, Coach, what you were saying earlier about these kids get a chance to play against each other. I mean, they read about, like, Andrews, like, how phenomenal he's doing up at Loyal Sock, and now they get to see, yeah, he is legit. He's got great speed. He's got good hands.
Yeah, not just from the sports standpoint, but who knows? There may be some lifelong friendships formed out of this now as you get to meet people that you played against, as you said, and find out, hey, they're pretty decent kids.
Second down, G back, and go back to the other side. And they swing it out to Devin Harris out of Williamsport.
That was Aiden Bartlett from Hughesville making that stop on that split screen.
He played that well, and that's screen pass to Coach Eisworth that throws very effectively at South Williamsport. And I said it earlier that you may see it in the first series only because one of his assistants told me he ran the screen pass at practice the other day. And he said, hey, if to be truthful, he said, I did a pretty good job with it.
Bartlett headed to Lycoming.
Yep.
How about him? 9 interceptions in his career with the Spartans of Hughesville, and shown right there. Good tackler.
Like I said, it's a small school, Hughesville, and they just do a tremendous job. I was fortunate enough to meet a guy named Cliff Nagel from Hughesville back in my Millersville days. And he was so proud of Hughesville. He's living down in South Carolina right now. He's tuned in watching. So shout out to Cliff. We have an injury on the field right now.
We do, and that looks like it's Wetzel from Shikellamy, a late ad, coming in at a knee injury last year. And as we take a look at that, we'll get down to Amanda now down on the sidelines. Amanda?
Thanks, guys. Well, Josh, a fun week for you. What can you take from this whole week and this experience?
It's just helping me with college ball. It's helping me work with kids that are just as good or better than me. It's a lot of fun, too, working with these guys because they all want to get better and we all want to win this game so bad. And it's a good time.
What's it like playing for Coach? I know there are so many great things that everybody had to say about Coach and all the lessons he's taught you. What did you take from him?
I just took, work ethic gets you wherever you need to be. The whole week, he's just whoever's here, whoever shows up, and whoever's working the hardest, that's who we're going to try and play the most. And a lot of kids took that to heart, and a lot of the kids that showed up the whole week, they're the ones starting right now. But, everyone's getting reps. It's just a game for fun, and that's what I think everyone here is to do, is just have some fun.
I know it's for fun, but it's obviously pretty competitive. What would you say so far? It's only the first quarter, but how's it out there?
I think up front, it's not really their fault as much. They only have 7 or so offensive linemen, and we've got 2/3 of our roster is offensive and defensive linemen. So it's really hot out here. They're probably going to get tired, and I think they already are. So I think in the end we'll definitely come out winning this game. We're already winning the fight up front, so I'll continue to be that way.
All right, Josh, thank you so much. Good luck.
Yep, thank you.
All right, guys.
Well, half the team on the roster for the North, thank you, Amanda, are linemen. So plenty of in there. The push goes through. It's another Blaze Alexander first down for the North as they're on the move again.
And Bob, unless I'm seeing things, 5 new linemen just came in.
Keep them fresh. We're under a minute. Yep.
And Wetzel's doing well. It's not his knee. It looks like he has what they call the stinger in his shoulder, so they're checking him out. And when I was snickering, it's because when Josh Nittinger was being interviewed by Amanda, when we went to their practice, he was out there dancing with no shirt, so it made me laugh because he's quite a character and he's a pretty good football player too.
Glad you remembered that. I was trying to wipe that out of my memory.
Mind's eye, poke, poke.
So we have a timeout with 18 seconds left. So we'll stay right here, and then we'll get into the end of first quarter break. North leading the South 7-0.
From training to competition, UPMC Sports Medicine Athletic Trainers help athletes recover from injury and improve performance. To learn more, call 570-321-2020 or visit upmcsportsmedicine.com.
Beautiful night for some District 4 All-Star football. Been around since the early 90s, Rich Salonis. We talked about that in pregame. The guy that started is here, right?
Correct. Max Dell, the founding father, if you will, of this game, which used to be exclusively with the South Williamsport Lions Club, and it used to be played in November.
A lot of All-Stars games
Correct.
Back then were.
And then with the onset of the state playoffs and the district playoffs, it just became next to impossible to get the quality, the good kids from the good teams to be able to participate. So it was moved to the summer.
Well, nice crowd despite the high heat here tonight on both sides, as some clouds have moved in SB. G looking for his favorite target. He's double covered, and he makes the catch.
And touchdown.
Jalen Andrews and Tyler G, the big connection for the North the second time tonight. And that time, 3 guys in purple were around number 1.
Absolutely. But you know what? In all honesty, we got to give some credit to the folks up front. He could have set up a picnic stand back there. He had all day to throw.
Again, it's amazing. He is just showing why he was so special for Loyalsock this year, and that's why Coach Van Fleet really spoke highly of him, how good both of these kids are that are playing now for the North.
And I think East Stroudsburg is going to find out that they've got quite the talent coming there because, had a chance to see him numerous times covering Loyalsock games, and he's all that and more, and as advertised. And
under Coach Terwilligers, I'll tell you what, the way he runs that offense. Here we go with that replay. Look at this. 1,000, 2, 1,000. Nice, easy 3, 1,000. Look at that perfect spot. Look, like I said, that's something they've done for the last 4 years.
Yep, absolutely. Coach Van Fleet is blessed with a lot of natural talent, but he uses it, and he uses it wisely. He's a good football coach. Gets a lot out of his kids. But I'm interested in knowing what that coverage was because they took cover 3 literally.
They did.
There were 3 people around.
Maybe it's a new wrinkle to cover 3.
So as expected, big advantage so far in yardage. Total yards 154 and 16 plays for the North. Wow. They have dominated this game early on. The South with only, I believe, 1 possession so far, and they had a flag on that possession, and they are down 2 touchdowns now here in this All-Star game. So Connor Poole tees it up at the 35. Are we making any bets on the touchback?
I think it's safe to say.
It's pretty close. Let's see. I think he's going to carry this one out. He is.
Oh.
They're going to bring this one out.
Nice.
Good job so far from the South. That is Kyle. Is that
Aiden Bartlett?
Aiden Bartlett, yeah, to Hughesville in the white helmet. Bartlett with a nice return. Is that Bartlett?
It is.
It is.
Okay, let's go down to Amanda quick. We'll figure that out. Amanda.
Thanks, guys. I'm here with Jalen Andrews. 2 touchdowns so far tonight. Almost unstoppable. What's it feel like out there?
It feels great, coming into All-Star and the team continue to have trust as you were in the regular season. Coach is giving me chances to go make plays out here.
How quick did you learn this offense, and what was it like building chemistry with your teammates?
It was very easy, both things. Chemistry, these guys they're all goofballs. So at practice, we're having a good time. Coaches make a good practice plan to make sure we're installed correctly for this game.
What's one memory you'll take from this game?
I say the chemistry I built with all the new guys from all the teams that we've played throughout the years.
You're off to East Stroudsburg next year. You're going to play wide receiver. What went into making that decision?
Throughout all the coaches coming in school hours to visit me, they made it feel like more home. They embraced me very well, and they broke down their scheme for me and made it feel like I'd fit very well.
Awesome. Well, good luck next year. We look forward to following you.
Thank you.
All right, Bob, back to you.
1 quarter in the book, 14-0 North. We'll be right back after this. And we are back after that great kickoff return by Bartlett. After one play, it's 2nd down and 10 from the 26-yard line in the UPMC District 4 All-Star game. Jan Cichak, Rich Zalonis in the booth. Amanda Cool down on the sidelines, doing a great job with the interviews. With an opportunity now for South to get in this one. Blake Wise at quarterback.
I like what they did that first play. They went right down into the end zone.
And big rush put on. And we'll check out this kickoff return from Bartlett. What did you see, Rich?
I saw him initially start one way and cut back to his right, but now watch. 1, 2, 3. That's something you can't teach. He has some pretty decent speed to the outside. Picked up a little bit of a convoy. And, boy, I'll tell you what, talk about setting up your team to get back into the ball game. Let's see if the South can capitalize here. 3rd down and 10, though.
And, Coach, with Bartlett's return, the one thing that we never really talked too much about as announcers or coaches, his vision to be able to see that and pick and choose where he had to go, that's a gift.
Here's Weiss. Has a little bit of time in the pocket. They're going to send it out wide. And, almost making the catch over there. Was that Landis again? His favorite target tonight. Harris on the coverage. Great job by him. He couldn't pull it in like Jalen Andrews did.
Here we go. Just nice placement, and it's right. It was just a little behind him. It caught him in his ear hole. He just couldn't pull that in and control it.
Devin Harris last year for Williamsport, 90 tackles, 3 sacks. Tonight playing man-to-man coverage, so a big 4th down call, and they're bringing Carter Young in for the field goal. The Selinsgrove kicker headed to Lock Haven, 5 for 11 in field goals last year. Did hit a field goal of 42 yards. So this is right around that distance, 43. But no rush. Big kick on a hot night, and it is up, and it is good.
Well, looks like we've got 2 pretty good kickers here tonight. He drilled that.
What a way to come back. I mean, the answer, you're down 14, great kick return, and again, they come back with 3. They would love to have 7, but hey, they'll take what they can get at this point.
Yeah, we talked about Connor Poole, and how about Carter Young? He's got a leg himself, Rich.
Absolutely. That may have come down with ice on it. So
we hope.
UNB Bank is proud to be your hometown bank and fully supports high school basketball with locations in Mount Carmel, Numidia, and Shamokin Dam. Loan office, UNB offers lending that's local, service that's personal, and banking that's turreted. UNB Bank, supporting our community for over a century.
I think you meant high school football, but they're a great sponsor.
I did.
Of ours.
I apologize.
We're in high school football season, and they've done a nice job as well. They're taking a mandatory water break. We're going to take a break on the field. 10:32 left, and we'll be right back to the District 4 All-Star game after this.
They could have very the first time I thought they had it, but the second time was off.
Sorry about that. Okay, during breaks, right now. (14-3) the score in the UPMC District 4 All-Star game here at Central Columbia High School. After the field goal, the North will get the ball back, leading 14-3. And teeing up now will be Alex Farley from Hughesville. Number 13, he'll do the kickoff honors, and it'll be Jalen Andrews back to receive again for the North. But this one will actually go over to Alonzo Rice. He picks it up. Rice from about his 10, powers his way up to around the 30-yard line, and that's where the North will come back out on the field. So how about the 2023 season, Rich Salonis, for District 4? Not too bad. South Williamsport had a great year. Muncie won a district title. Jersey Shore, again, moved on. Am I missing anyone in there?
Southern Columbia.
Southern Columbia did what? What'd they do?
Right.
Well, they won a state title. What, 8th time, 7th time?
Did the Sun come up?
Yeah.
And they won a state title.
So. Yeah, and but I think not many people expected them to, actually.
Well, he's got obviously Jim's done a great job there, and he's got that program rolling. But, one of the things about District 4 quickly is because of its demographics, it often gets overlooked. But if you go through the history of the teams playing for state titles, you'll see that District 4 has been well represented over the years at all levels.
And let's not, as Andrews gets the ball again, and Jalen Andrews doing Andrews stuff. He's going to be up for another Blaze Alexander first down. I want to mention Troy having a super year. Canton again,
correct,
have a great year. And then Northern Tier teams,
yep,
well represented.
Yeah, and it's just a situation where even though there's a lot of social media now, there isn't a lot of regular media coverage for these teams, and sometimes, quite frankly, they get overlooked. But, we've said for years in District 4, the good teams in District 4 could play with the good teams anywhere.
Absolutely.
That's a fact.
Yep. Casella from South Williamsport, big hole, huge hole, up for about 13-yard line. Another Blaze Alexander first down for this North team.
And leading the charge on that for the offensive line was big number 58, Josh Nittinger, doing a great job in there, 290 pounds moving. Look at in there. See, look at number 58, pushing. He's just get off my guy. He's just doing a tremendous job.
And apparently, guys, he's prophetic here because it does seem to appear that the South is starting to wear down a little bit. And it's just the sheer numbers game.
Absolutely. Nittinger out of Athens, headed to Union to play up in New York for number 58. Sechrist to try the fullback. Can't get through. A couple yards, if that.
Well, I'm watching Aiden Hidley, number 60, on defense playing that 3 technique is just getting double teamed and getting driven back. He's standing up a little bit. And this is where, these All-Star games, it's kind of hard to get the kids to remember, stay low. You got your technique. What got you here is your technique and your skill level. But when you're playing against all-stars, sometimes you can have great technique, but when you get double teamed, they're just going to move you out.
All right, and you look down at the south sideline, and we see teens and 20s and single-digit numbers. Mm-hmm. There aren't very many 50s, 60s, 70 numbers available to go in the spell.
Yeah, that's one thing I did notice, and it's pretty blatant when you look at the rosters. A little more, about 4 or 5 extra guys for the North team than the South, and as I mentioned, for the North team, half of them are linemen.
Correct.
Or listed as linemen.
And with this heat, that's going to be key. I mean, by the fourth quarter, we're going to see which team is best hydrated and best in shape and not tired. I mean, because this heat takes a ton out of you.
And you can see already some guys in the purple taking a knee already on the defensive line. So third down coming up. 2 backs. They're going to give it to Casella. Nice job from the outside on defense.
The number 60, yeah. Aiden Hidley and Gabe Souter from Columbia Montour Votech doing a nice job squeezing that gap down and not allowing him to get that first down. Brings up a 4th and long, too.
Was that Johnson also from Line Mountain, 6'3", 275. He looks like he got in there as well. So 4th down, North will stay on the field as expected in an all-star game.
Yeah, we liked Yaroslav Johnson did.
Yep.
He was out having a good time trying to get his teammates motivated.
They power it up. They get a Blaze Alexander first down from Casella. Now a little bit of pushing and shoving down on the ground. They come back up. South had the ball. They're not going to rule it a fumble, though.
That was Nick Stevens, number 44, making the stop on that, who's only 5'5", 175 pounds from Northwest, doing a great job being like that fire plug in there, Coach, right?
Correct.
I mean, you kind of get lost in there sometimes if you're not really vertically up there, and, he did a tremendous job stepping up and filling that gap.
23rd play of the game for the North team. 190 yards already. And G will be back. No rush. They're going to go right down the middle. And it is intercepted.
Number 9.
Adam Chanko out of Northwest pulls it in.
When he played that beautifully. He was right on the hip, was able to go up and take the ball away. As if not, one miscue there, and it's another touchdown.
But, Coach, you hit on that. Go ahead, Bob. I'm sorry.
We're going to take a look at the replay again.
He's got all the time in the world, but look at the coverage like Coach said. He was right there. He was between the receiver and the quarterback. Just what coaches tell you to do. Get on that inside hip.
Mark Pastor from Selinsgrove, now the quarterback for the South. That means Mr. Wise from Southern Columbia is down on the sidelines with their own Amanda Cool. Amanda?
Thanks, Bob. Blake, what does it mean to you to be selected for tonight's All-Star game?
I mean, it's definitely an honor. Not too many people can say they played in an All-Star game, so it's always special to come out here one last time before going off to college, get some reps in mentally and physically. So,
how has this helped you get your training going?
I mean, yeah, it's definitely helped me a lot. I mean, before college, there's not too much real experience you can get in-game, and I think this stuff is priceless pretty much. So any experience you have out on the field reading defenses is definitely going to translate. So I can't thank all the coaches enough for selecting me and the writers. I just really appreciate it.
Is this a game that you grew up watching?
Yeah, I do. I actually have a couple friends over there that played in the All-Star game, so I would always come out, watch them, and it means a lot that they're here supporting all of us.
Nice. Well, good luck out there, Blake.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
All right. We have quite a few guys from Southern over supporting, so it's nice to see all the fans here.
Absolutely, Amanda. Water break on the field. Timeout for us. 16-3 after the safety here on MyTV WQMY. We are back. District 4 Coaches Association presents the UPMC District 4 All-Star game. Mandatory water break on the field. 16-3 the score after the safety, Jan Cichak. And
it was just a new quarterback. Blake Wise is 6'3". The new quarterback that came in was 5'11", so there was a little bit of a height problem there.
Well, we are interviewing Blake likewise, so that was Mark Pastore.
All right, I'm sorry, Pastore. No,
Weiss
is the 6'3".
Yeah.
So the snap just went up over his head, and there's nothing he could do. And again, this comes down to an all-star game. It's timing. It's how we can gel together quickly. And hey, it's an all-star game. Let's see what happens.
This is
going to be, and this is just a great fundraiser that they're doing for District 4. They're going to be giving out scholarships. They have a ton of awards that they award all these kids from District 4 that have worked hard for their football careers.
So Young will pooch it down. And this will be Rice again with another kickoff return as they're kicking away from Jalen Andrews. North will have great field position inside South Territory at the 45-yard line.
UPMC Sports Medicine's athletic training staff provides services to more than 20 area high schools and colleges. To learn more, call 570-321-2020 or visit upmcsportsmedicine.com.
I don't believe the North team has a second quarterback, do they, Rich?
I don't believe so.
And so we'll see Tyler G. all night long. They got a ton of linemen, one quarterback. Okay.
And I believe initially they did, but that young man wasn't able to carry out what was needed to do so. As happens.
Happens in an all-star game. So split backs again. G just going to roll it up for Andrews, see where it comes down, and it comes down right in his hands. How about another touchdown for Jalen Andrews? He is the offense tonight for this North team.
Ferrigno, again, is on an island by himself trying to cover one of the best receivers in District 4. He got a little bit help at the end by Kyle Christmas from Southern Columbia. You'll see it here. Tons of time. It's just amazing.
I think it was Jacob Hoy.
I'm sorry. Was it Hoy?
But that's 2 5s. That was Jacob Hoy on the coverage. Got help from Kyle Christman.
Well, listen, you know what type of athlete Southern has.
Yeah.
And if he runs by somebody from Southern, you know that's pretty special. And listen, that's just an athletic mismatch. There's not much you can do there.
And we had that game this year. I mean, Southern did beat them up pretty good.
We
thought it would be a closer game. The Tigers easily beat the Lancers this year, and we had that on our Friday night rivals. And that's kind of where Southern turned the corner a little bit, because I would say they struggled the first couple weeks, but I think Loyal Sock, we thought it was going to be a better game. They came in, put it to Loyal Sock, and then they started to roll.
Well, I think it was also payback.
Yeah.
For Southern Columbia coming in because they lost
2 years ago.
2 years ago, and they came in with a chip on their shoulder.
Yeah, they're good with those chips. But we actually had that game as well with the broadcast team that I do. Remember talking to you guys on the field before the game. Sock actually came out and held a very early lead, very early on, and then the game turned. And, one of the big differences is you can play a bunch of different coverages to take him away in a regular game. Mm-hmm. And secondly, when you've got Southern's defensive line rushing, that makes all the difference in the world when you don't have much time to throw the football.
And the blitz, and you know blitzing tonight, too.
You can game plan in a regular situation. And listen, for all the talent Southern has, let's just call it for what it is. Coach Roth and his staff, there aren't very many, if anybody, that's going to out X and O them.
And you saw that in the state final game.
Yep.
They're down, and their defense, was keeping them in that game, but Westinghouse defense was really stifling on Southern Columbia's offense, and it came down to the last drive of the game, and they won. And Southern they weren't even phased we're down. They didn't press the alarm. They knew, hey, we just have to play Southern Columbia football, and they did. They won another state title. Congratulations to Coach Roth, his staff, and all those players.
So Connor Poole for Williamsport again with the big leg. This is going to be high hanging, and it will be taken down at the 8-yard line. Good return there from Eli Book, it looks like, from Central Columbia. South now down quite a few points, 20 in fact, and they'll have the ball with 6:16 left in the first half here. So far, so good. Not pretty hot out there. Again, coming up at halftime, we'll have the District 4 Coaches Association Hall of Fame entries. We'll get down to Amanda with one of those coming up shortly, and we'll take that live right here on MyTV. So, Mark Pastor, take 2. Let's see if he can get the snap. And he had a great career at Selinsgrove. We'll talk about that. Pastor, trying to hit a quick one over the middle.
That was Samar that almost intercepted that from Jersey Shore, I believe.
I think he was trying to hit Christmas. So let's get down to Amanda now on the sidelines.
All right, thanks, Bob. Coach, congratulations. In moments, you'll be inducted into the Hall of Fame here. What does it mean to you and your family getting inducted tonight?
Well, anytime you're voted on by your peers, that's a big thing. That's pretty neat. Pretty neat. Yep.
You've stayed pretty involved in football here in District 4. You were on the Coaches Association. You started the Combine. What are some of the other things that you're most proud of doing in this district?
Well, we got the association started back in the 90s, which you wouldn't know about that. But, trying to get the coaches to be more congenial together, get to know each other. And sort of in the games, you're able to coach your kids better. And, but it was neat to be involved with all the other coaches.
You coached this game as the head coach twice, but you said you've helped out numerous times. What is some of the things that you think these players take from a game like this?
I know talking to our players after the game, they just thought it was so neat to be able to meet the other guys in practice and find out, compare themselves with them. And most of the kids that I talked to really enjoyed it.
All right. Well, thanks, Coach, and congratulations.
Thank you.
All right, guys, back to you.
Comments on Jim Bergen?
Great. Another guy who just did a great job over the years at Montoursville. Started as an assistant under Chuck Bowman. They had a lot of success, and he just piggybacked off him and kept that success going for many years. I know Jim personally, and another guy who's 100% for the kids, and someone who definitely deserves this honor tonight.
Andrews, back at his 19, he has 2 punt returns in his career, 4 touchdowns, putting the moves on, headed to East Stroudsburg. Good defense, good special teams from the South team, and that will put North a bit of a pinch. They're inside the 10-yard line at the 9.
Yeah, Mr. Wetzel down there again for Lewisburg. He's been mentioned a couple times tonight. We have a flag as well. I think it's going to be a block in the back against the South.
Was that Nolan Barnett?
Nolan Barnett from Line Mountain, 5'7", 158 pounds. Great receiver down there. He had 11 touchdowns this year, over 1,000 yards receiving. So, he's done some nice things, and they're putting him in a spot right now where they need some speed and they need some sure tackling.
Okay, so let's give you Tyler G's numbers. 9 of 10 in the All-Star game so far, 165 yards, and, of course, 3 touchdowns. His favorite receiver having himself a night, Jalen Andrews, 7 catches, 152, and he has all 3 of those touchdown receptions. So, right now, the leading candidates are MVP, I think, number 1 out there, along with number 3. Tyler G headed to Robert Morris.
Going to the western part of the state. They've got a real nice program out there.
Little tighter set, 2 tight ends. They'll hand it to Seacrest. He has a nice little hole. And coming up to make the stop was, I believe, Landis, number 3 again, from Lewisburg.
You'll see on this replay, it's the power. They pulled their front side guard, kicks out the defensive end, fullback leads up through. And when you have a big guy like Seacrest in there,
And the back leading for him is just as big in Casella. So, again, it's essentially you're hitting them with 6 offensive linemen, not counting the tight end, when you're running power and or any type of isolation at the defense. I'll tell you, I think the South is doing as well as they can against the mismatch.
Right. Well, they do a nice job there.
Yep.
Great job by number 97 on the stop.
That Miller?
That's Billy Miller from Northwest. Boy, we're talking about District 4 and the move for Northwest. This has been really good for them. Well represented here in the All-Star game.
Absolutely. Billy Miller headed to Grove City College to play defense. So it'll be a 3rd and long now. Opportunity for South maybe get the ball back with good field position and a chance for us to see Connor Poole punt. And, I mean, you're going to see him punt. 50 yards, 60 yards will be out of the question.
Well, if he does what he was doing in pregame when we were looking at them. So NASA tracked a couple of those, I think.
A UFO coming in.
But, not to be Carl Cliche here, but this is big for the South. If they've got any hopes of getting decent, well, depending on how far Connor wants to punt it, but he may outkick the coverage. But if they've got any hopes of getting back in the ball game, they need to make this stop here first and then get some points on it. Even a field goal psychologically, gives you some hope going into the third quarter, and I believe they will be getting the ball to start the third quarter.
UNB Bank is proud to be your hometown bank and fully supports high school football with locations in Mount Carmel, New Media, and our Shamokin Dam loan office. UNB offers lending that's local, service that's personal, and banking that's trusted. UNB Bank, supporting our community for over a century.
How do you take Jalen Andrews out of this game? Can you? Defensively, if you're the South team.
If it's not an all-star game?
Yeah. Well, an all-star game you can't, right?
You can't.
It's man-to-man on the outside.
I hate to give you such a
such
a vanilla answer, but
maybe that was a stupid question.
No, it wasn't. No, because people at home maybe are just tuning in and not. You can only play 2 coverages. Technically, man coverage, and you have to be so far off the ball. And when you give athletes like that space, it's next to impossible to cover them on short patterns, let alone having 3.5, 4 seconds to throw the ball.
So on 3rd and 7, we're probably going to see Jalen Andrews do a quick out.
Right, and we talked to Coach, and he was saying they knew that G and Andrew, that was the game, and how to stop them. He said, I'll get back to you at the game. At the end of the game, I'll let you know how our plan worked.
Well, they came up with a plan on the sidelines. I think they drew it on a board. Tyler G now in the shotgun. He'll roll. They're going to come back to the other side with a screen pass. Nice job on the screen pass to look like Garrett Cooley.
Number 8.
Number 8.
Yep. Tight end from South Williamsport.
Or was that Hayes Campbell?
Or Campbell.
Campbell.
That was Campbell from Wellsboro because they have the same number. We have to watch the helmets. That is Hayes Campbell.
Here you go. See, he rolls to his left, and he then turns around, pivots, and throws to his right. Look at the linemen. They had that set up perfectly. And, again, big yardage. They had their backs to the goal line, and that's how they answered it.
And anybody who's watched South Williamsport under Coach Eisworth, that's a staple play for them.
So Hayes Campbell, headed to Bloomsburg, will not play football, but is a big Penn State fan. So nice catch from him. Nice to get the Northern Tier guys involved in this. See how they do.
It's going to be interesting to see as the heat and the game goes on if the penalties start to accrue. But we haven't seen that many turnovers.
No.
I don't think we've seen any, have we?
No, the one interception.
Or one interception, correct.
Yep.
Excuse me, but that's usually something that
was negated by the safety. So,
well, the referees probably are, let them play a little bit as they say, right? In quotes, maybe holding going on a little bit. But, it's an all-star game. You want to see some offense? We have from the north. The south is trying to get it to go. So it's 1st down, 15. We're under 3 to play here in the first half. It's been all north in this one, especially offensively. Andrews falls down and sack and fumble, but recovered by Sechrist. And they got a nice rush in there, did the South.
I think it was Carter coming in, Carter Marr coming in number 2 from Warrior Run, I believe. You'll see him there. Nice. And what happened, I don't know if we have a wide enough shot. Andrews fell down. So he had to hold on to the ball a little bit longer, and it allowed the sack to come from the backside.
So timeout on the field from the South, because it'll be 2nd and long, way long. Now an opportunity for them to get the ball back, right? 2:22 left. Get the ball in good field position.
And 2 timeouts they have, so.
Johnson, number 79, on Line Mountain, coming off a little gingerly. They're looking at him on the sidelines. He looks okay.
Fortunate for the North that Tate Sechrist was able to fall on that loose ball.
I wonder what their contingency plan is if their quarterback does get hurt, even for one play. I mean, if he's got to come out. If he goes down, he's got to come out for one play before he can come back in. I'm sure
I think they were talking about doing the Wildcat the other day. We went to practice because Tyler wasn't there at practice when we went to Towanda. He had to work that day. So they're obviously running some offense. He said, what if something does happen? Wildcat. So probably with Casella or Sechrist or somebody like that.
And Coach was saying on Tuesday night, they ran close to 300 offensive plays. So G knows the offense. The kids know the offense. I mean, if they were able to even get that many plays in, Coach, that's crazy that they did that in the practice in 2 hours. So.
Yeah, being only able to play one defense, it is wise, I would say, that you need to work on offense because so many more parts have to work together for it to succeed when you know you're only going up against the base defense.
So after the timeout from the South, North comes back on. Second down and about 26 yards to go. Remember, coming up at halftime, we'll have the District 4 All-Star, Hall of Fame class being inducted here on the field. We'll take that for you live here on MyTV WQMY. Glad you could join us on a nice night. Hope the air conditioning is on where you're at. It's on kind of in here. Tyler G going to roll out. Has time, and over the middle, and it goes incomplete. So we'll stop the clock, bring up third down.
He was trying to hit Cameron Hartwick from Troy on that play. See him rolling. He's just trying to find something.
I think that's Tanner Smith.
That is. I apologize.
We got to find the helmets. It's tough.
The helmets, I was just looking at numbers. Old habits die
Tanner
hard.
Smith, yep.
It actually was his second choice.
Yep.
He was looking for Andrews again, but he was covered and threw the ball just a little bit behind him. One of the few incompletions tonight between Andrews and G. So actually,
I think we got another timeout or something.
Well,
1:59 left. Timeout on the field again. And it's third down. Yep. Third down 26. One of the movements, Rich, you and I talked about this year, Williamsport headed back to District 4 and playing in the Pennsylvania Heartland Athletic Conference.
Yeah, very interesting. They're kind of an anomaly where they're located, being a 6A school and not having a school that size of them near, having to go to State College, Hollidaysburg West, all the way down to Harrisburg,
Del Val,
all the way to North Dakota or wherever it is out there. I mean, that's a long trip. So, truth be told, they're a 6A school by a thread. So they're really a big 5A school. So their administration got in and decided, hey, what can we do best for our kids and not getting home late and the trips, not only just for the varsity games, but JVs and other sports. Sure. So they're going to be joining the PHAC, and it's going to be interesting because what they did is they kept relationships with Wyoming Valley Conference schools. I believe 4 of them. I think you've got Wyoming Valley West, Hazleton, Berwick, and Wilkes-Barre area. They're still going to play them, but they have now joined the PHAC, which means they're going to introduce Jersey Shore, Selinsgrove, Shikellamy, the big schools in that conference. So it's going to be an interesting addition for the PHAC, obviously, in that school, who's had a lot of talent over the years. It'll be interesting to see how it ends up.
And with teams like Shikellamy and Selinsgrove and Jersey Shore, Shamokin, Berwick all being quad A schools, if they're fortunate enough to beat the Millionaires, they're going to get more of those power points,
Absolutely.
which helps them in the playoff runs.
So on the third down and long, G forced out. He's going to go down at the 15, and we'll see Connor Poole come on for his first punt of the night. But South wanting to get the ball back now with 1:47 left.
Go ahead, Bob.
Good rush, I was going to say.
Yeah, no, I mean, the defensive line did a nice job flushing him out. The receivers were locked down tight, so all he could do was just turn up. That was smart play.
And heads up by Tyler to get down there. You don't want to take a chance on anything. You don't need to make a big play here, take a chance on getting hurt.
Not up 23-3. Timeout on the field call from South. They have one left. It's 23-3. 1:47 left. So, what else are we looking forward to in the PHAC this year in District 4? South should be good. Southern again. Mount Carmel, Danville, we'll have on Friday Night Rivals. Coming up on MyTV WQMY. What else?
It's the usual cast of characters, if you will, that seem to churn out good football every year. I mean, starting with Southern, I mean, they're the kingpin at any level. Mount Carmel's good every year. And the teams you mentioned, I mean, some teams have lost a bit, but Southern just reloads. Troy should be very good again. They lost a couple, but they've got quite a bit back. So, I mean, don't be surprised if in November there's 3 or 4 District 4 teams making another march into the playoffs.
Okay, Connor Poole, we talked about him. Now we're going to see him punt. He's headed to Lehigh. Has a strong leg and got that one off a little bit of side of his foot, I would say, Coach.
Yeah, not his best effort for sure.
No, not at all. Not what we saw in pregame. I mean, he was booming them in pregame, 50, 60 yards.
And there was a little bit of pressure
and there was.
From the South. They optioned that time to allow the defensive end to come in.
So opportunity now for the South. One timeout inside North Territory at the 42-yard line. Let's see if they can get any offense going. Pastor has been in a couple plays, and that's really it. And, I mean, he has a great career at Selinsgrove. Headed to Misericordia University, by the way. He's thrown for over 4,200 yards, 44 touchdowns, 20 interceptions. Did Pastor for Selinsgrove, who won the District 4 4A title last year. So who's in the shotgun? Gets some protection. He's going to go long, and it's going to go out of the reach. I think that's Eli Book down there from Central Columbia. Headed to Susquehanna University.
He was well covered. And really a smart throw by Pastor because either the receiver was going to get it or nobody. There was no chance for an interception there. And again, here we see 3-4 linemen coming off the field for the North being replaced by fresh bodies, and that does wonders.
Jacob Hoy now going on for Southern. He'll be the 4th wide receiver.
And that's one of the hardest things is trying to get your formations down, your personnel sets in an all-star game. So that's why, the refs are going to be a little lenient with that.
Pastor runs, slides, has a Blakes Alexander first down. They'll move the chains. He saw a wide open gap, and he took it.
Yep. And number 67, Ryland Sakers from Canton, in there at the linebacker spot was the one that actually, right there, got the little touchdown to make sure he's down.
4 new people in now for the North.
The offensive line doing a nice job, though. No one's open. Nice job coming back to make the catch. Is that Bartlett from Hughesville?
Yes.
He did an awesome job to come back.
He did. It was a wonderful job between the quarterback and receiver who was flushed out of the pocket. He stopped his pattern and came back. The ball was right on the money. Well done. You can see it there. Nice.
Big number 77 for the South. Mr. Showers in there. He's 315 pounds, number 77. He did a nice job.
Inside the Liberty Arena red zone. South for the first time tonight. Pressure from the outside. And Pastor's helmet comes off after he was hit from Tate Sechrist. So the two teams that played each other in the District 4 All-Star
slugging it out
for the final, slugging it out.
I just talked about 77, and then he opened the back door and just allowed Tate Sechrist to come in and just have his way with Pastor on that one.
And he was our spotlight player defensively. So essentially that's his 22nd sack of his career.
Yeah, absolutely. It puts the South now back to the 20-yard line. And they're going to have to check the clock because it just kept rolling. They called timeout. They should have called timeout a little earlier because it kept running because of the sack. So now 15 seconds, maybe one play left, another field goal opportunity. Possibly.
Well, some would question, do you want to kick the field goal here or not? And if it's presented, I definitely would. You've got a kicker who can make it even if you don't gain a yard. What you can't do here is take a sack.
No.
So Pastor had to come out because his helmet came off. So he's on the sideline, looks fine. Let's see who they have in at quarterback. The other quarterback is Ryan Newton out of Warrior Run.
Is Blake done for the night for the South?
I don't know. I'm trying to see down there who's going to go in at quarterback. No, Blake Wise is out on the field. So Blake Wise will come in on a second down at the 20.
Maybe Wetzel here out of the slot, the near slot towards us on the right hash. Maybe an out pattern by him to get some yardage.
Well, they have Kyle Crispin to this near side from Southern. Wise to the end zone. Oh, almost caught. Good defense down there. He was trying to hit Landis from Lewisburg.
Yeah, you see that he had a scramble. There was a little bit of pressure in his face, and he just does it smartly, rolls to his right. And it was just, okay, let the receiver make it happen.
And Whitman from Jersey Shore on the coverage.
And a faux pas by me, I apologize. I said Wetzel, but it was Landis from Lewisburg who I thought they might try to get an out pattern and get some yardage back to kick a field goal.
Okay, big third down now. 9 seconds left, as you can see. Not a lot of time. Wise has got to get rid of it. He's looking over the middle, and it's caught. Clock should stop. Was that Hoy on the catch? Does the clock stop on a first down?
No, it's not a first down. They had third and about 40
So
to
the
go.
clock will run out, and that will do it. The South had an opportunity, ran out of timeouts and time, and they'll go into the locker room down 23-3.
That's maybe I thought you want to hit something on the outside of the hash to get out of bounds, because when you have that much to go with no timeouts left, the clock becomes your enemy.
Best opportunity of the night for the South team falls down, goes incomplete, and they'll trail at the half by 20 points. For Amanda on the sidelines with an interview, we'll take a break, and then when we come back after that, we'll have the Hall of Fame ceremony on the field here as we get down to Amanda now with the head coach. Amanda?
Coach, you have to be incredibly proud of this whole team, but especially this offense, picking up the offense in just a week.
Yeah, I mean, they worked hard. They were very attentive, disciplined, and they made the practices. So it's nice. You spend time putting it together, and they're really doing a great job.
What's the message to the team at the half?
I mean, we have some of these guys, it's going to be their last half of football forever. So, lay it out there. Give it all you got.
Thanks, Coach.
Thank you.
All right, Bob, back to you.
Thanks, guys. Let's take a quick timeout. 23-3, your score. We'll be back with the Hall of Fame presentations after this.
You're watching the UPMC District 4 All-Star Football Game on MyTV WQMY.
And we are back. They're on the field set for the 2024 installation of the District 4 Hall of Fame.
To the middle of the field as we present the District 4 Coaches Association 2024 Hall of Fame class. These coaches were selected for their tireless dedication to promoting the great game of football within their school district, Pennsylvania's District 4, and throughout the state of Pennsylvania. The District 4 Football Coaches Association not only recognizes these individuals for their successes on the practice and playing fields, athletes teaching not only how to play the game, but also how hard work and perseverance pays off in countless ways throughout their entire adult life. This evening, we will honor 8 such football coaches that have served over a total time that spans 7 decades. As they enter the playing field, please give them a round of applause in appreciation for their service. Each coach will be presented tonight with a plaque as a reminder of our appreciation. As each coach is named, please hold your applause for each individual until a short bio is read of his accolades. Presenting tonight are Matt Heidelbrand from Wellsboro. He's the president of the District 4 Association. Also, Jack Young, who's retired from Athens and the director of the District 4 All-Stars. And lastly is Rudy Manley, chairman of the Hall of Fame. The first nominee tonight is Dave Barron. Coach Barron came to Wyalusing in 1962 from Atwood, Illinois, where he played football at Atwood High School. Following high school, he enlisted in the Army, where he continued to play football and was selected to play nose guard in the Trooper Bowl. Coach Barron spent 45 years on the sidelines for Wyalusing, coaching in over 500 games. Coach Barron helped guide the Rams to 14 Northern Tier League championships, 2 District 4 championships, and 2 Eastern Conference championships. He also served as a successful track and field coach for the Wyalusing Rams. Everyone, Dave Barron. Ed Binkowski. Due to a family medical emergency, unfortunately, Coach Binkowski is represented tonight by Bernie Romansky Jr., son of the late Bernie Romansky Sr., who was a loyal assistant coach throughout Coach Binkowski's head coaching career, and is the namesake of Bernie Romankowski chapter of the Pennsylvania Sports Hall of Fame, into which Coach Binkowski was inducted in 1981. Coach Binkowski graduated from Colt Township High School in 1950, where he played both basketball and football. In his senior year, he received honorable mention on the Pennsylvania State All-Star football squads. He earned an academic scholarship from the University of Pennsylvania and attended the Wharton School of Business. Binkowski was Colt Township's head football coach from 1961 to 1964 and continued the role of head coach for 6 more years at Shamokin Area High School, following the jointure of Colt Township High School and Shamokin High School. He retired coaching after the 1970 season to become the assistant high school principal at Shamokin. Coach Binkowski also received a Lifetime Achievement Award from the Eastern Conference in 1990. In 2018, he was inducted into the United States Marine Hall of Fame for his involvement in the American Rival Series, Shamokin vs. Mount Carmel. Ladies and gentlemen, Ed Binkowski. Dick Purnell. Dick Purnell is a 1954 graduate of Ashland High School, where he was class valedictorian and earned 13 varsity letters in football, basketball, baseball, and track. He went on to attend Susquehanna University, and was a 4-year letter winner. Following graduation from Susquehanna, he played quarterback for the Montreal Alouettes of the Canadian Football League for 1 year. Soon after, he became a mathematics teacher and football coach at the future Shikellamy High School in Sunbury, Pennsylvania, serving as head coach for 25 years and amassing a 167, 94-5 record with an average of 637. He guided his team to 2 Eastern Conference and 4 Eastern Southern Division and 9 Susquehanna Valley Conference championships. His teams won 37 straight regular season games between 1964 and 1968. He was also inducted into the Pennsylvania Sports Hall of Fame, Jerry Woolman chapter in 1987, then later into the Pennsylvania High School Coaches Association Hall of Fame in 2024. Ladies and gentlemen, Dick Purnell. Jim Bergen. Jim Bergen began coaching at Montoursville as an assistant from 1975 to 1986. He then took over the helm from 1987 to 2010. In his 24 years as head coach, Bergen amassed a record of 206, 76, and 2, with a winning percentage of .725, and had 3 undefeated regular seasons from 1989 to 1991. Coach Bergen won 6 District 4 championships, qualified for 19 District 4 playoffs, and 4 PIAA state playoffs. His team made it to the 2004 Eastern Finals, and in 1989, they were the Pennsylvania State runner-up. Coach Bergen was an assistant coach for the 1995 Big 33 Football Classic, coached the District 4 All-Star game twice in 1993 and 2001, and was inducted into the West Branch Sports Hall of Fame in 2008 and the PSFCA Hall of Fame in 2010. Coach Bergen partnered with District 4 Hall of Fame coach Russ Manley to form the District 4 Football Coaches Association and the annual District 4 Coaches Association High School Football Combine each May. Ladies and gentlemen, Jim Bergen. Mike Carson. Coach Carson is a 1970 graduate of Conestoga Valley High School. After graduation, he attended the U.S. Coast Guard Academy from 1970 to 1972, then transferred to Millersville University, where he graduated in 1975. In 1988, Coach Carson moved from Tri-Valley to coach and teach at Line Mountain, taking over as head coach from 1990 to 1996. Coach Carson resigned as head coach following the 1996 season to watch his son and current Line Mountain head coach Brandon play college football. He later came back as head coach from 2009 to 2011. Overall, Coach Carson's teams went 128, 68, and 2, and his record at Line Mountain was 86 and 35 under his leadership. Coach Carson has won conference championships in both the Twin Valley Conference and the Tri-Valley Conference. He was named Coach of the Year for a combined total of 10 times throughout his career in these 2 leagues. Coach Carson was one of several District 4 coaches that helped develop a foundation for the District 4 Coaches Association and District 4 Combine. Ladies and gentlemen, Mike Carson. Tom Garvish. Coach Garvish has been coaching high school football for 34 years, with 173 career wins, 107 of them during his tenure at Jersey Shore. Currently, Coach Garvish will be entering his 13th season as a head football coach at Jersey Shore, having led the Bulldogs to 7 District 4 4A championships during his tenure. His teams at Jersey Shore have achieved 5 undefeated regular season, 3 consecutive trips to the PIAA Final Four, and a trip to the PIAA State Championship game in 2020. Earlier this summer, Coach Garvish led Team PA to a 31-7 victory over Maryland in the 67th annual Big 33 Football Classic. Coach Garvish is now serving as president of the Pennsylvania Scholastic Football Coaches Association. Ladies and gentlemen, Tom Garvish. Andy Mills. Andy Mills graduated from Southern Lehigh in 1975, where he lettered in both football and baseball. After graduation, Mills attended Westchester University, graduating in 1979. He taught at Southern Columbia until he retired in 2015 after 36 years. Mills coached football at Southern Columbia for 45 years, spending 41 of them as the Tigers' defensive coordinator. Alongside current District 4 Hall of Fame coach Jim Roth, Mills helped guide the Tigers to 31 District 4 titles and 14 PIAA titles in 22 appearances. Mills was also inducted into the Bernie Romankowski Hall of Fame in 2011. Ladies and gentlemen, Andy Mills. And last but not least, Miller A. Moyer. The late Miller Moyer graduated from Gettysburg High School in 1941, then served in the U.S. Army from 1943 to 1945. He attended Lycoming College from 1948 to 1949 and graduated from Lock Haven University in 1951 with a BS degree in education with a major in English and history. Moyer took over as head coach of Canton in 1963, where he stayed until 1982, then returned from 1985 to 2000. During his tenure, the Warriors went 214, 121, and 8, and won 10 Northern Tier League championships. Moyer won District 4 titles in 1987 and 1990, and they were runners-up in 1989 and 1991. In 1990, Canton reached the Eastern Finals, falling to the eventual Class A state champion, Marion Catholic. Moyer was named NTL Coach of the Year 6 times and the PSFCA Class A Coach of the Year in 1988. He was inducted into the PSFCA Hall of Fame in 1992. Ladies and gentlemen, Miller A. Moyer. And ladies and gentlemen, one final time, the District 4 Coaches Association 2024 Hall of Fame class.
Congratulations to everyone inducted into today's Hall of Fame. We'll be right back after this. The score 23-3, North over the South. Back on MyTV WQMY, the District 4 All-Star game presented by UPMC. We bring it back into the booth. Bob Ide, Rich Salonis, former South Williamsburg coach, Jan Sechak, former Tunkhannock area coach. And Rich, what we've seen from the North, pretty much what we expected. The Tyler G, the Jalen Andrews show, pretty dominant.
Yeah, it seems like they've been together forever, and of course they're just taking an extension of what they've done at Loyal Sock during their career and showcasing it one more time tonight. Awful hard to stop that young man when you have to play man coverage, and it's a combination of having all day to throw.
Yeah, Tyler G, 10 of 12, 183 yards, all 3 touchdowns to Jalen Andrews. The North, 30 plays, 250 yards, a product of those two guys and their offensive line.
Yeah, it's something we talked about earlier, having so many linemen on your roster combined with the heat, combined with the quality of linemen that you have, eventually it's going to take its toll. So they certainly have shown that they are superior in that area tonight.
Yeah, the South had an opportunity to get back into it, but they ran out of time right before halftime.
And having that safety hurt them. The penalties, they've only run
16 plays.
16 plays for like 40 yards. So they're shooting themselves in the foot. They've got to find an offensive plan, and they got to start executing it. That's all it is. But we said about that offensive line, they're rotating. The North is rotating. Their kids are fresh. They're coming in hungry, where the South is just like they've got bare minimums in the stock, and they're just trying to keep going and just get through this game. But again, the kids said they know they know what this game's about, and they just want to be able to just have some fun one last time.
Let's go down to Amanda again and see who she has. Amanda?
Coach, congratulations on being inducted into the Hall of Fame tonight. How special is this night for you and your family?
Very special. I coached and taught for about 52 years. I'll tell you right now, I enjoyed every minute of it. I think our area has a great set of parents. They did a good job raising their kids. It's easy to raise good kids, but it's hard to raise good kids that become good citizens. And the fans in this area do a good job doing that.
Looking back, is there any moment that really stands out to you during your coaching career?
Every time somebody made a mistake on the field, they could hear me uptown.
Well, it's a really special thing that you were able to coach both your son and your grandson, and you have your grandson here today. Yeah. What was it like for you, Skylar, playing for your grandfather?
It was a great opportunity. I got to do it my freshman year in high school, and it's something I'll never forget.
What are some of the things that he instilled in you and your teammates that you carry with you today?
Just the work ethic and just how to be a good person in general. It allowed me to play in college and carry that on to my life today as a young adult.
I always told all my grandkids, remember who you are, where you're from, and who you represent. And you'll never go wrong in life.
Coach, thank you so much, and congratulations.
Yeah, thank you.
Bob, back up to you.
Some great words of advice from a wise man. We'll take a timeout. Teams are just getting back on the field for this District 4 All-Star football game. Teams just coming back on the field, get a little stretch in. 23-3 the score. North over the South, trying to win their second game in a row. North won last year. Make it 3 in a row because they win in 2022, Coach, 36-0? Yeah. Okay. Well, how about we take a look at some first half highlights? And I think we're going to see a lot of Tyler G. and Jalen Andrews. First possession of the game, they can march right down the field.
They just do a great job with the rollout pass here. Like I said, just setting up as a two-man, and the way he just reached out for that, Coach.
And they threw underneath to the back, and that time Tyler decided to go up top and throw it to his partner in crime for the touchdown.
Carter Young, the only score for the South. Big field goal, 43 yards. Then we talked about the safety.
Yep. Unfortunately, and that just kind of set them backwards a little bit. And again, the North comes out right now, and they just, again, who does he go to? Take a guess. And
3-step drop. All he has to do is lay it up there. Jalen Andrews with an easy pitch and catch.
Beating a pretty good athlete, by the way, from Southern on that pattern. Just a matter of athletic ability taking over.
Jalen Andrews headed to East Stroudsburg University. 7 catches, 152 yards, and 3 scores. On the other side, Blake Wise, 2 of 7, just 17 yards. Stevens, 1 carry for 2 yards. And we really didn't see much of the offense, Jan, out of the South team to even do anything.
They can't get their rhythm going. And I know we were here for the practice the other night, and they liked running the 299, the flood pattern, which is kind of like a pick play that they run, or I should say a rub, because we can't do that, right, Coach?
No picking.
So, and they were doing it very, very much in sync and in time. They just have to start executing it now.
Well, I believe they get the ball to start the third quarter, correct? And it's going to be crucial for them, at the very least, to keep the ball for a little bit and get some potential continuity going offensively and then worry about the points. But to string a couple first downs together, maybe even a big play off a missed tackle or something, but something positive has to happen to them offensively if they've got any chance of getting back in the game.
That's correct. And Bob always asked me to start the second half, what does Team X have to do to get back into the game? And, Coach, you just said it. Get the first down. Just get a first down. Correct. And then you just keep that flow going. And hopefully they'll get a nice kick return right now like they did last time. And they'll be in good field shape and get this game back.
Well, in fact, they're sponsors of tonight's game, UPMC, Blades Alexander, Gannon Insurance, and Liberty Arena. We haven't seen too many plays in the red zone for Liberty Arena. Connor Poole tees it up. Strong leg. Big kick, and it's another touchback. And the South will have the ball at their own 20-yard line. Let's go down to Amanda real quick on the field.
That's right. Joining me now is Eli Book. Eli, an extra special night for you tonight. You get to play at your home field one last time. What's it like taking the field tonight?
It's very special to me. It's a little sad. I played here 4 years. And I'm gonna miss it a lot. But I'm definitely happy to be playing with my boys here.
What was one of the special memories that you're taking with you from the field here?
Just all the times with my guys. Bad and good times. Throughout the years. Just being able to, have, other than these guys, but my brothers from Central.
You have the opportunity to play for your coach one last time. What did he teach you as a player and as a person?
He just taught me to keep going, be tough. I try to be as tough as I can, and a lot of that comes from my coach and his staff. So.
You're heading to Susquehanna next year. What's up next at Susquehanna?
I'm going to be walking on for the football team and doing track and field.
Awesome. Eli, congratulations and good luck.
Thank you.
Guys, back to you.
Thank you, guys. Good luck to Eli. North has the ball. A little pitch to Baumbert. from Line Mountain, quarterbacking the third quarterback of the night for the South team, Ryan Newton from Warrior Run, Jan.
And he's 6'4", 180-pounder, and he has over 2,000 yards, 21 touchdowns. His career, he's over 5,000 yards and 45 touchdowns. He can get things done. He has some bad reads at times. That time you saw that he was trying to do the toss play, and I think he pivoted out the wrong way, but he tried to make up for it, but the defense just swarmed right to it.
A little bit of discombobulation there in the backfield, which happens in all-star games.
Absolutely. Newton back in the shotgun, his first pass of the night, looking. Here's the pressure. Trying to roll out and find somebody. He can't. He pulls it in, and a great job from behind. That's our guy, Tate Sechrist, with the tackle.
And he had Carter Marr wide open, running right across the field in a post, and just couldn't get the ball to him because he was under such duress. I don't believe there was anybody within 5, 6, 7 yards of Marr.
No, and just again, he's trying to coming in second half, your second play, trying to make things happen. When you're down by 20, just relax. We're not asking you to win the game on one play. Just play your best each play.
And Sechrist, we talked about Sechrist, 56 total tackles for a loss in his career. Another one there in the All-Star game. And a little bit of pushing and shoving. We get the flag a little late. This will be defensive interference.
Well, that was, again, remember, everybody, it's not a spot foul.
Nope. But it'll be an automatic first down.
And they're going to get that on Peyton Whitman from Jersey Shore, I believe. It looked like it was interesting because the official near it didn't call it.
He did.
The flag came from the middle of the field.
I think the near official probably could have said it was offensive the way that he kind of was pushing, but at this point in juncture of the game, trying to get the South to come back in. Okay, I'll take it, Coach, right?
How about it?
I'll take it.
Turn that down.
Yeah, the intended receiver was Carter Marr from Warrior Run, 5'9", 150-pounder. Coach from the South is Eric Smith, E.J. Smith, third year here at Central Columbia, coming up this season. Quick out. This is Hoy from Southern. Nice little pitch and catch, and he's up for a Blaze Alexander first down, gain of 11.
Nice, easy pitch and catch. Yep. Let the athlete take over and do athletic things. And this is what, Coach, you talked about just moments ago. Little baby steps at a time. Let's start with the first down, 2 first downs, and go from there.
And they're built. Again, now, okay, I like the play call. You just got a first down on a penalty. All right, so we move the sticks. Now they just move the sticks on their own accord. So this is what they need. The South needs to keep this drive going. That's at 299 right there.
Got it out to Eli Book. And Book saw 3 white jerseys in front of him, and he just kind of takes a knee, but a nice gain of about 5 yards.
God, those guys just – Alonzo Rice from Williamsport did a nice job closing in. You'll see, and then we'll get the other 2 numbers coming in. Again, nice ball right there. Number 43. Look at that. There 4 white jerseys. And that's one thing, Coach, right? We always say get your helmet in the picture. Correct. We want to see how many white jerseys we can get at the end of the play. And they had 4 or 5 guys coming in converging.
Peyton Samar out of Jersey Shore in there. 149 total tackles in his career from Jersey Shore. Whitman going to go long, has a receiver, but it's almost short. Coming back to make a great catch is Eli Book, and it's a Blaze Alexander first down at the 29-yard line of the North.
Well, here we go. By far and away, the South's best offensive effort in the game so far. Let's see if it can come to fruition.
And again, he just was under pressure. If he had a little bit more time, he had him beat.
It was a touchdown.
But again, he had to come back for the ball. Great concentration on his part there to make that reception and get them in great field shape.
I thought Alonzo Rice had a chance to pick it off. That's why I got a little nervous on that. Newton leading a nice drive. Over the middle. Hoy again. Up close to another first down, about 9 yards short, but it'll be right at the 20-yard line.
Got a little extracurricular action going on. These guys, they're going to start getting chippy now. You just saw him to the left of your screen out there. He just did a great job with his drive block on that.
So the Warrior Run quarterback coming in and leading this South team down the field. Has protection. Has a lot of protection. Can't find anybody open and just throws it out of bounds. So good job by the offensive line that time, giving him time.
Yeah, he had plenty of time to throw. I thought he could have stepped up in the pocket a little bit. Looked like he got a little antsy there, but that happens when you're under duress sometimes.
Well, you've seen the other two quarterbacks getting flushed out all the time, yeah.
Listen, they've thrown here for the most part to get their yardages, so obviously 2-down territory here for the South. Is now the difference in the second half. A field goal right now with where the score is isn't going to do you any good.
No,
you got to
get 7.
So 2 plays to make 1 yard. Now for the South team, trailing in this game. Newton back. Going to lay it up to the end zone and in and out of the hands. Almost making a nice catch. Yep. I can't tell. Is that the Milton young man, Peyton Rarick?
I believe so. Dark helmet.
That was the last play.
You'll just have to excuse us because, again, we have kids with double numbers, and we're now looking at the helmets to see who they are.
Yeah, interesting call to throw deep there. And now you better get that first down. But, again, you've got an offensive line that doesn't exactly stack up. So we'll see what they call here on this 4th and 1.
That was Rarick. So let's see if they go back to the ground to get it. Pastor comes in, but the defense finds him, takes him down for a loss. Great job coming in by Campbell.
So they're throwing deep on that 3rd down, ended up costing
them on that.
And you know what momentum you've built there, moving the ball, just unfortunately goes right down the drain.
I mean, we can armchair quarterback this the whole time, but the coaches, they felt they saw something.
Let's go down to Amanda with a special guest who just got into the Hall of Fame. Amanda?
That's right. I'm with Coach Andy Mills from Southern Columbia. Coach, congratulations on being inducted into the Hall of Fame tonight. What does it mean to you to receive that honor?
Oh, it's a great honor. I never expected it, being an assistant coach. It's just I'm proud of the kids that I got to coach, and if it wasn't for them, I wouldn't have this honor. And also for Coach Roth and the rest of the staff. We have a great time. We get along, and I just can't be any more thankful.
46 years coaching football, 30 coaching baseball. What are some of the things that you can take from your coaching career?
Do the right thing, hard work, never give up, just keep persevering, and try to develop a relationship with everyone you come in contact with.
Watching these kids out here tonight, what does it mean for them, and what do you want them to take out of this game?
This should be something that they would never forget, and it's an honor to be chosen to play in a game like this, no matter what the outcome is. And they're going to make friendships from other teams, which I think is the most important thing.
Thanks, Coach. Congratulations.
Congratulations to Andy Mills. And how about Ryan Casella's run, Rich, up near the 50-yard line, 25-yard gain?
Yeah, don't be fooled by his size. If he gets out in the open, he's got pretty good speed. And one of the things to take a look at for people at home is now let's see if those 3, 4, 5-yard gains in the first half turn into real big gains now, especially with the rain coming down.
Nice light drizzle out there, and I'm sure our camera guys are just loving it, cooling them down.
Well, they are prepared. We were prepared for this. Saw this coming on the radar. We just don't want lightning. That's our biggest thing. G being flushed. Trying to be caught from behind and almost intercepted. Over the middle by, it's Cole Haddock from Northwest who almost picked it off.
Well, if we see this again, watch the effort from Del Val. This is a
I was thinking the same
an
thing.
all-star game.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And look at this effort. So, 1,000% there. The game means something to these guys. They're out there giving everything they have, and that's good to see.
Yeah, DeVal from Shamokin, the only Shamokin representative in the All-Star game this year. He didn't give up. So 2nd down coming up now. Under 6 to play here in the 3rd quarter. Handed off to Casella again inside. Nice job by the South defense. About a 4-yard gain. That's about it. Now the rain getting heavier.
And it might be one time where the rain's appreciated, actually, by the people outside.
Yep.
And that was number 60, Aiden Hidley from Central. He's done this a couple times, Coach. He's just splitting that gap and getting right up in there, and that's the second time he's drugged the quarterback down. I think on one of these plays he might get in there and maybe get a handoff, luckily. He might get lucky. I don't know.
Well, the South certainly could use a break to do that, to get that, something going their way here.
So from the 47-yard line of the South, North now trying to get a Blakes Alexander first down. Tight formation, timeout.
Well, we've got a flag from the back, Judge, and we got a timeout.
And we'll take a timeout ourselves, Rich. We're going to take a breather. 4:58 left here in the third quarter. We'll be right back.
We'll see who overrules who.
Oh, wow. Now it's getting heavier. Well, the rain's getting harder here in SB at Central Columbia High School, but is it a refreshing rain? I don't know. I'm not outside, but I'll have to find out from our camera people. But it looks like it won't be here too long, in and out. But it's coming down pretty hard right now. Bob I, Don Cechak, Rich Salonis, and a wet ball out of Tyler G's hand into Rich Casella and falls down. But fortunately for the North, they recovered it.
Correct. They'll have another opportunity here, and we'll see if they punt. Interesting situation. You're up big. Do you go for it here, or do you punt it away?
With the weather, what would you do, Coach? Do you think that is going to play into it?
Right now, I'm conservative. I punt.
I'd pin them back.
They're going to go, by the way, because they didn't even bring the punter out. So
what do I know? Right?
You only got an all-state punter, right? Well, but no. I mean, I get why they're doing what they're doing.
Yeah, there's merit for either thing here, to go for it or punt. And there's your first down and more.
And there's Casella. He breaks out. Casella to the end zone, and it is a touchdown North for the South Williamsport running back. 44-yard gain. We ain't punting tonight. It's an all-star game.
Punts? We don't need no stinking punts.
Exactly. Well, I'm done, fellas, so I'm going to take my headsets
after
off
that, what do we know?
So.
They go for a touchdown right here. Casella just bobbing and weaving in there, breaks it out. He looks behind him.
Almost lost the ball.
He almost did, yeah. Ball security.
And deceptive speed from the young man. I may say had a pleasure to teach, and he's just a top-notch young man.
So pool on for the PAT, 4:03 remaining, and the South had an opportunity, couldn't convert on their fourth down. North takes over on downs, then they march right down the field and add to their score now. They have a 27-point lead in this All-Star game.
I think the players right now are probably really enjoying this downpour of rain. I'm not sure what the temperature is outside in our booth right now. It was air conditioned at one point if we kept the door open to the main booth, but it's pretty toasty in here.
Well, there are a lot of fans that have gone to the cars momentarily on this side, which we are on the home side, which is the south side. We do have some umbrellas up, but on the north side, looks like they're going to weather the storm a little bit.
It's moments like right now, guys, where I'm so thankful to not be coaching anymore. Because even as hot as it is, after a while, you can only prepare so much on the sidelines. You're stuck there.
Right.
And we all know, Bob, the assistant coaches who were in the press box, man, they're living it up. And you know we're stuck. We were stuck down there for many, many games like this. And it's possible, it's probably worse in the snow. So Fortunately, you've been around long enough, you've seen it all.
Connor Poole tees this one up. Now it's really tough to see. And this one's going to go deep, deep into the end zone. Another touchback for the Lehigh commit. And he will give the ball to the South team at the 20-yard line. Oh, we have hot, humid conditions lead to rain. And we have heavy rain coming through here in Central Columbia. Quarter number 3. 4:03 remaining in this third. 30-3 is the score. It's been all north pretty much from the outside of this game.
You know, just the coach's mind working again. I can't get it away from me, but very surprised there hasn't been any cramps tonight. The kids must have done a great job hydrating, listening to their coaches and training staffs telling them. So I don't believe we've had one that we were aware of.
That we're aware of, no.
And wet conditions right now, bad snap on the ball.
Yeah, right from the center quarterback exchange.
I mean, Ryan Newton did a good job just falling on it. Yep.
So Newton going to get most of this third quarter playing. Nope. We have a new quarterback just like that as they talk. It is Mark Pastor, I believe, from Selinsgrove coming back in.
So what do we know, right, Coach? Every time we say something, it's the complete opposite.
And Pastor will roll, looking for anybody. Can't find anybody, throws it out of bounds. So the offense just not in sync tonight, just not there so far for the South team.
Well, they had that initial drive coming out to start the third quarter, and then, weren't able to convert on that fourth down, and that long run by Casella may have broken the back. I hate to say that so early yet, but that was big.
Well, the other thing is it's not like we've seen a really strong run game coming from the South. And they moved the ball, obviously, Coach, right? They did all passing on that, and they did a tremendous job getting downfield. Another bad snap.
Hey, this could start to get interesting now with the snap exchanges.
We need windshield wipers on our media box, by the way.
I'll tell you, that's one thing they didn't provide, but everything else, for the most part, beautiful facility here.
Wonderful. The entire district has done a wonderful job accommodating us as outsiders coming in, providing us with just everything we need to be successful and to promote this game in the best light we can.
Looks like Farley on to punt for the South team. Loses the snap and not much of a rush. Gets it off. Gets a good bounce for the South. He can't push it forward like that. So if it come back, it'll start this drive for the North inside South territory at the 49-yard line. Having a little fun. They are down on the sidelines.
Offering world-class care to athletes of all ages and skill levels, UPMC Sports Medicine is proud to be today's official athletic training provider. To learn more, call 570-321-2020 or visit upmcsportsmedicine.com.
Thank you to the District 4 Coaches Association for having us this year. Hopefully this relationship continues as we move forward with this All-Star game. 30-3 the score. Again, the wet ball causing a lot of havoc. Casella picks it up. And still on his feet. Jacob Hoy, Hoy from Southern Columbia with the tackle.
I mean, refusing to go down. I mean, a bad snap, and he's trying to make a positive from a negative here. And the ball just went right through the quarterback's leg. Casella, heads up.
And you see the havoc that the rain's causing because we didn't have, I don't believe we had maybe one the first
There
half.
was one turnover, just the interception.
Yep.
And the bad snap over the head for the South. But other than that, the exchanges have been
Everything's
decent.
been spot on.
Until Mother Nature had to come in and make a little change here.
It's lined up a little bit, as you can see, but still coming down. Here we're
I love the scrolling
Wrapping up
ticker.
this third. Yep, rolling.
Showing the rosters from each school.
And that will do it. Third quarter in the book. Only one touchdown on the board. That came from the North. They add on to their lead. It is now 30-3 as we hit the quarter number 4 in this UPMC District 4 All-Star game. Oh, we're fine till after 10. And we are back at Central Columbia High School in Espy. North leading the South in this All-Star game 30-3. And on the field, I think we have a timeout on the field. Not sure if they started the third quarter or not. They ran a play, and the clock didn't move. So are they resetting everything? Kind of looks like they're resetting everything.
Yeah, there was a little bit of discrepancy between the play clock and the game clock, and then play stopped, and we're the last to know.
We are, and that's okay.
Yep.
Bye-bye, John Seacheck, Rich Salonis in the booth. Amanda Cool down on the sidelines with cameraman John Gumble, wishing him a happy birthday to our sideline guru, cameraman extraordinaire, Mr. Jonathan Gumble. Wet now, but looks like the rain is subsiding enough for Amanda as the umbrella gone. And so North will have the ball now, up by 27. Remaining in that tight formation, Casella and Sechrist in the backfield. They'll hand it off a little end around. And a little end around that's going to go pretty far for the North team.
Yeah, they ran a speed sweep way back in the first quarter, and this is a derivative play off of it. A little misdirection goes for big yards, and just what the North or just what the South did not order, a big rush play by the North, which is going to put them in great field position to add to their big lead.
And Nate Fisher from Montoursville.
And he stayed in bounds, and the clock's running right now. I mean, he just beat them to the outside with that.
Yep. We thought so, Coach. We sort of looked at each other.
Yeah.
Well, there's lightning in the area, so they will head back to the locker rooms. Will the teams? 10:49 left in this game. 30-3 is the score.
Oh, we had talked about the possibility of this happening.
So as the teams head back to the locker rooms, we'll see what the district officials want to do since we are in the fourth quarter and it is a 27-point game. Let's see what they decide. We'll take a quick timeout. We'll head back to regular programming and then we'll wrap things up when we come back. 30-3 the score in the District 4 All-Star football game presented by UPMC. We'll be back momentarily once we find out what's going to happen. Yes. I hear you. Yes. Yeah. I'm sorry. Did Clearman start pulling the floods? Yeah, we're good. Yeah, we're wrapped. And we have gone final here at Central Columbia High School in the UPMC District 4 All-Star game. The final score, North 30, South 3. That was a quick decision. Rich Salonis, probably the right decision with the score being what it is and lightning in the area.
Hey, given the circumstances, 100%.
Jan, what did you think of the game? Other than the game, the lightning?
Well, other than that, we saw the athleticism from the North. They just outmanned the South. And next year, I think the South will probably add a few more offensive linemen to their mix just so that they can steal that North secret of rotating in and keeping them fresh, especially with this hot weather.
Rich, they do a lot of awards after the game, but our players of the game have to be Jalen Andrews and Tyler G. for the North team. They combined for 3 touchdowns and over 250 yards of offense.
Absolutely, and again, as we said, they just continued tonight one last time doing what they had done for Loyalsock Township for the last 3 years. So I don't think there's any question. I agree with you.
Yeah, Rich, thanks for joining us.
Absolutely. Thank you so much for
Jan,
having me.
you and I will be back July 17th with the Lackawanna County Dream Game. Looking forward to that. And then we start our Friday Night Rivals coming up with Jersey Shore and Dallas. That will be August 23rd right here on MyTV. We're sorry we cut the game short, but what Mother Nature said, time to go. So we're going to let our crew go, get them settled in, and a great job by our crew here from Fox 56 Sports setting up and just enduring the hot weather here tonight. So that will do it for our crew. For Rich, Jan, Amanda, and...
District 4 All-Star football game on MyTV WQMY.